Hi, folks. Welcome back to Dare Tell Darla. I'm hoping that you can see the ocean in the background, but I have a feeling it's too foggy. Um, if you do want to see some more nature in the state of Maine, visit my other channel, and it's Loving and Living Maine. So there you'll see all kinds of things from our chickens to I just posted some deer today, white-tailed deer, and it's a little bit different. So again, that YouTube channel, actually not website, YouTube channel, is Loving and Living Maine. All right, this story today from Judy is a tearjerker. So full disclosure, you might want some tissue. And I felt like there was something else I wanted to share with you. I don't know what it was, but I'm just going to get right onto the story, okay? Hi, my name is Judy, and this is a true story we can all relate to. I lived in Healdsburg, California, on the corner of First and Tucker at the time. I was about 9 years old and playing in the front yard of our big two-story house. A neighbor of ours was walking by and called me over. She had in her hands a baby toy poodle, a tiny buff ball of apricot fluff, with a tiny black nose and two tiny black eyes that looked up at me as though she had known me forever. Her dinky tail wagged in happiness and anticipation. I fell in love with her immediately. My mom let me keep her, and from then on we were inseparable. She even slept with me every night. My mother decided to call her Yogi. She dyed her hair pink, and everyone that met her fell in love with her also. We lived about 3 blocks from my school, and Yogi ran, with her little legs going as fast as they could down our block, and waited for me to come home. She was my life, and I know I was hers as well. One day, I came out of the house to find her, and saw my brother coming down the sidewalk with something red in his hands. I was curious and skipped out to see what it was. But before I got to him, I saw that it was my Yogi. My brother had thrown a piece of candy into the driveway of our neighbors as they were coming home and ran over my baby. I at once became hysterical. I was screaming and crying all at once. I was out of my little mind with feelings I had never felt before. My baby was gone, and I didn't know how I could accept it. My grief was soulful, and I couldn't quit crying uncontrollably. My mother finally slapped me, and to get me to stop, but I went to my room where I could just grieve alone. The next day, I went to school in a daze. My dad and my brother had taken my precious baby to the dumps, where they said that they buried her. There was a bench around a tree at the playgrounds. At recess, I walked to it and sat down. I didn't understand how my friends could be so happy when I was so desperately depressed. When I walked home, my Yogi wasn't there to greet me. I ran home and into my bedroom where I sobbed. This had been my first time in love and my first time feeling the magnitude of grief. The grief of loss. I had learned a colossal lesson in life, so hard on a little girl. I am 75 years old now, and my love for my Yogi has only grown. I picture her running to me to greet me when I die and go to heaven. I'm sorry I couldn't use certain words here because of YouTube guidelines. I feel like it kind of takes away from the story just a touch, but not much, because she tells it so wonderfully. And I mean, you could feel the grief, you could feel the despair in the story. But YouTube guidelines, I'm not allowed to use certain words. So, but I hope that just writing this, I hope that this brings some peace. And that's the whole point of stories like this, is that you write into me and I share them. But when you're writing it off your chest, the emotions going, and the more you tell your story, it has been statistically proven that, say, victims of crime, um, when they finally get it out over and over and over again, when they're not shamed anymore and they don't feel shamed, when the other person should feel ashamed for whatever it was that was done, that's when you start getting, your strength back and your you back, your soul back, you reclaim yourself. So if you have a story to share, um, and granted, this channel, originally it was going to be about paranormal. It could be about anything. I just don't want any science. I don't want any fiction. I want your truth. I want you to dare tell your truth the way you see it. Now, we're not going to get sued. Don't, change names or do whatever you have to do. And you may remain anonymous also. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, and what is the name today? I'm going to come up with two names, a male name and a female name. If your name is Kevin and you're watching, subscribe to my channel, please. If your name is Debbie, subscribe to my channel, please. Um, and I want to also know where you guys are from. Put in the messages. I receive messages and I love them. I appreciate them. And they're from, somebody's little name, their handle. But I don't always know where they're from. And I'd like to know at least the state. I'm just curious. Are you from the state of Maine? Are you from California? Are you somewhere in between, somewhere else in the world? I'd like to know. Okay, if you have a story to share with me and you give me permission to read it, again, you can remain anonymous or you can use your name. Email, it doesn't matter if it's paranormal, in other words, ghosts, if you've had an out-of-body experience, aliens, cryptids, something like that, a story like that, somebody did you wrong, just anything that you want to say, that you want to share, that you want to dare tell Darla, okay? So send those to me at mecalgal, MECALGAL, at gmail.com. Okay, you folks have a good one.